It seems like over the last couple years, the internet has been really good at making vulnerable individuals incredibly popular.
I run the city now. Me. I'm the captain of the ship.
And then the fans that these vulnerable individuals get, they engineer the downfall of these people. Lolcows.
Let's get to it. Let's go. Yeah.
Everybody get in a group. Whoever's on the group. Oh, are you here?
I got my hat on.
Yes, we've talked about Minnie on the channel. I have put off making a video about this fella for quite a while.
I just spent $65 at an airport bar for 2 drinks. They can't do that. That's highway robbery.
I put off making a video about Daniel Larson for quite a while, actually until he was in jail.
April 25th, an arrest warrant was filed for Mr. Larson, detailed 7 charges that for threats that he'd made, and some extended out through 2023. So they've been keeping track of this man.
This one is different, but still, it's not looking good. There's a lot of terrible shit that's happening around this. Today we're talking about Joshua Block.
I tried calling 911. Unemployed brats. I make $80K a month, okay?
Now we're in New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. That's my impression of Joshua Block.
In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
You've probably seen this fella, and if you watch my channel, you've probably followed him for at least a short period of time.
Oh my God.
He was a quirky, endearing guy who posted lighthearted videos onto TikTok.
Forever drunk, I want to be forever drunk.
His content was not flashy or polished or even good.
Let me tell you a little secret. Kmart sucks.
It was just engaging to the average person.
School stands for 7 cruel hours of our lives. Math stands for mental abuse to humans. And homework stands for half of our energy wasted on random knowledge.
This guy was earnest. He seemed like Ernest P. Worrell. No, not Worrell. Ernest P. Worrell, but in New York, and it's really gotten bad.
You're too sweet for me.
His original quirky and fun content included off-key singing.
Baby, I don't understand. You're changing, I can't stand it.
Lip syncing with no lip movement, which is awesome. Stiff, almost robotic dancing. You see, it wasn't exactly run-of-the-mill rising social media star antics. I think that's why people loved him so. I love the dancing, it's so good. His epic dance moves. Why you always in the mood? Walking around like the brand new. He knew exactly how to appeal to his new audience, and he stood apart from other content creators like myself. You know, he wasn't as cringe.
The official Instant Pot Facebook group continues to be one of the darkest corners of the internet.
What the fuck? What the The early content had charm, his deadpan and emotionless delivery.
Yo, pumpkin spice latte check.
His performances were incredible. They were marked by stiff awkwardness and almost distant 1,000-yard stares, a gaze that was difficult to understand. The gaze seemingly resulting from his focus on trying to move his body instead of make his movements look natural. Also, not to mention, you've probably noticed it, the stark contrast between the blank expression and robotic-like dance moves and the upbeat songs that were often chosen.
Since we started, we got new romances. Oh, it's steady with our English book. Reminds me why
This gave Josh's old content an absurd kind of humor that the audience loved. It was like, oh, haha, this guy's crazy. This guy's wacky. And he also has a really nice voice.
So it looks like Capital One just got hacked again. I can't call in customer service. When I do, it says, we can't take your call due to technical difficulties. Thanks for nothing.
In the beginning for Josh Block, it wasn't about the technical skill. It was about the authenticity that he brought to the platform. Okay, well, that didn't last long.
Forever drunk. I want to be forever drunk.
No, he's kind of gone off the deep end.
Josh, you got it all over my floor.
Oh God, oh God,
It's all going on the floor. He's such a fucking mess. I gotta now clean my whole house. Josh, you drank none of that, Josh.
I did drink a lot.
Jesus Christ, look what Josh did. Look at that. He just ruined my house.
I'll try to be respectful as I possibly can. Obviously, this person probably shouldn't be posting on TikTok and needs to get help in real life and find help and stuff. But like, there's a lot to unpack here, and this is very complicated. So give me some grace. All right, give me some fucking grace. I suck.
You are not middle class.
Fuck you! Ah!
No, Josh! No, get over here!
According to an interview he uploaded to a now dead interview-centered YouTube channel that he created, Josh first downloaded TikTok in July 2019. Years and years ago, pre-COVID.
What made you decide to start posting on TikTok?
Well, I downloaded the app back in July. At first, I downloaded it as a joke. I would only go on there to look at stuff.
I honestly don't think that Josh would be relevant at all if it weren't for COVID. I think a lot of people wouldn't be relevant if it weren't for COVID. COVID really lowered people's standards for consumption.
Certified West Coast kitty cat killer, yeah, I kill that cat.
And TikTok really blew up and captured the minds of the people, the hearts and the minds. Step one of propaganda.
I'm your guilty pleasure.
Anyways, back to the channel. It's interesting because Josh made it to do interviews with famous TikTok creators.
Welcome to World of Interviews, a YouTube channel where we do podcast interviews with famous TikTokers.
And still the only video on the channel is an interview of himself conducted by someone who seems about as young as he was at the time, as Josh was at the time, perhaps a classmate at his school.
I wanted to know more about your live streams. I noticed that they haven't been banned multiple times.
Yeah, they got, it happened to me like 3 times.
At this time, Josh had already amassed an audience of 241,000 followers on TikTok, which he amassed thanks to his dedication to the grind. Josh's star would truly begin to shine when he filmed videos in public, though. He either didn't care what the people around him would think of his antics,
In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of, there's nothing you can't do.
or never thought what he was doing could be out of the ordinary because he never once displayed a single shred of embarrassment, self-doubt, or anything that I would feel, to be honest. I would be like, hey, sorry, guys. Hey, sorry, guys. I'm really loud right now. I don't sing this off key.
Yeah, yeah, in New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of, there's nothing you can't do, now you're in New York.
Normally, if I sing, I try to sing off key, and it's hard to sing off key. Now you're in New York.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of, there's nothing you can't do.
Josh would take his song and dance eventually to Times Square, the pinnacle of human culture and civilization in the West.
In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of, there's nothing you can't do, now you're in New York.
Traveling here on top of the attention he received online for his sheer bravery and spontaneous performances, yelling in front of pedestrians and the most crowded places in the world, now Times Square.
I run the city now. Me. I'm the captain of the ship. I run New York. This is my city.
It was the ultimate marketing strategy. Not only marketing yourself to TikTok, but also the passersby who happen to witness him as they go about their day and might see him on TikTok later.
I run the city now. Me. New York is my city. This is my city. You got that?
It seems like this is the point in which Josh went massively viral, screaming, "New York!" on the famous red steps in Times Square.
In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York.
That's where I really, maybe not first saw him, but first was like, okay, this guy's got something. This guy's got something, and I need to add that to my repertoire of things.
In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York.
Just kidding, I didn't think any of that shit. But it was like, okay, this is interesting. This is pretty funny. New York! Kids got pizzazz. What can I say?
New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
Was it this very moment that Josh's goal of being an internet celebrity and self-employed was real? It crystallized. Now, you probably can tell up until this point that the quantity was more the focus for Josh's content as opposed to the quality, and somehow it worked out for him massively. He grew an audience rapidly, and once he hit his stride, he hit the grind, never stopped, all the way to 900K followers by February 2021. Then, another month later, March 2021 to June 2021, he saw a meteoric rise all the way to 2 million. Oh my God, what the fuck? This guy's got what it takes.
New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
This young sumbitch was only 20 years old and had millions of followers, more than most people have when they're 30, all right? Anyway, some people at his high school even considered him to be an inspiration. We found a mini documentary about Josh becoming TikTok famous with interviews from his teachers, even his grandfather, whom he lived with. Interesting.
Hi, my name is Joshua Block. I'm a senior at Patchogue Medford High School. When I created my TikTok account, I never thought I would become an influencer.
The documentary details many aspects of Josh's life, and it offers a look behind the curtain about his struggles as a child, overcoming adversity, and how he grew into the success that he had achieved. It provided a never-before-seen perspective on the man behind the song and dance. Things were really smooth at this time. It was good. It was good. It was beautiful. It was like, oh, this guy's awesome. This guy's cool.
It hasn't been easy, for him. He's been dealt some tough cards, but Josh has kind of just tackled it head on.
That little mini doc was pretty well done, posted on a small channel, so shout out. We'll have a link down in the description for that. It was created by a guy named Benny Miggs, who is from the general area where Josh lives or lived. I'm not exactly sure. From the beginning of the mini doc, it talks about autism and how it can affect students' ability to learn and socialize with other students, adults, any type of peer.
Autism is a classified disability. In simplest terms, it affects students' ability to not only learn, but to interact socially, interact with not only adults, but also their peers. It's really just something that, is actually plaguing a lot more people than we think. And Josh just tends to be one of them that has really taken it to a new level and shown us that those barriers can be broken down. And this description comes from the special education teacher at Josh's high school who commended Josh for overcoming these challenges. Really important context, right? This guy's got autism. He's struggled, he's got special needs, and he's out there in the world and he's got nobody, and now there's a lot of bad stuff happening right now, and he needs help. And it's a cautionary tale, right? We've got Daniel Larson as well, also victimized, autism for sure, whole bunch of disorders. Now he's in jail. I don't know if that's gonna happen to Josh Block, but
feel like some bad shit's gonna happen if we don't figure this out a little bit and make this not happen anymore. Also, he's a raging alcoholic and probably will die from cirrhosis. Anyways, back to the doc. Josh introduces himself as a senior in high school who never imagined that he would create such a influential TikTok.
When I created my TikTok account, I never thought I would become an influencer.
Even though it had always been his dream.
It was always my dream to become famous on a social media app.
That humility is a common theme, by the way. In the other interview from the defunct Josh Block YouTube channel, he says that he downloaded the app as a joke to watch content. So it's just like a, you know, it's not a serious thing. It's not like he tried to set out to start a career.
Well, I downloaded the app back in July. At first, I downloaded it as a joke. I would only go on there to look at stuff.
It's interesting because this really shows that you don't have to have a plan or really a work ethic. You can just kind of do shit. You can just do stuff, and then sometimes it'll work out even. If you just do stuff and you're interesting enough, autism or not, you can go pretty far. And this was a while ago, to be fair, and now the whole thing is very toxic and bad and scary. But even back then, Josh could not escape internet users having great amounts of fun at his expense. He would regularly receive offers from brands offering to sponsor him, and it turned out not all of them were legit. He had to verify their legitimacy.
I get a lot of calls for brand sponsorships, but a lot of them, I have to like make sure they're real.
It seems like at this part, he reveals that a lot of people are fucking with him and giving him fake brand deals.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. So as part of my collab with Icon Cases, you can now buy a personalized message. You give me a script and I'll say it. It's only $10. Go to iconcases.co or click Icon Cases in the description.
Then we get to meet Josh's grandfather, Vincent, his legal guardian at the time. This man comes on the interview and you can hear how proud he is of his grandson's accomplishments online. It's very impressive. I mean, this is like adorable for one and wholesome.
He started TikTok, I think, in 2018. In October last year, they start paying their stars a few cents per views. So he's got 46 million views, okay? So he's making quite a bit of money.
He admires his ability to make a living doing what he does. And more than that, we learn more about how Josh's grandfather had to fight for Josh to have the same opportunities as his peers.
I said, well, I have to tell you, I see intelligence here and I see things about Josh that probably is not being displayed too readily. So could we give him a trial period?
In school, Josh was going to be placed into one of the most restrictive classes of students because of his learning and social issues due to autism. In spite of that, his grandfather was still expecting this when he was eventually approached by the director of pupil services and presented a portfolio of Josh's photography.
All right, so when I sat down with the director of pupil services, I was prepared for her. I knew what was coming. So I had a portfolio, Josh's portfolio. And Josh is a good photographer, which is part of the what he puts together to be successful. She already predetermined that Josh would be in the most restrictive class as he was in Virginia Beach.
Honestly, seeing Josh's photography feels like a fucking weird glimpse into another timeline where, unfortunately, we didn't go down this route. We didn't turn right to like the fantasy nice kingdom. We turned left into the dark fantasy scary kingdom where toxic internet ruins your entire life and might even kill you and hurt people around you or something. I'm not really sure, but it's crazy.
We got the
Bro, you're not good at like cinematography. Here, you gotta show it.
Okay, I know.
Tell him how strong the Everclear is.
I'm trying to post it. It's 190 proof.
Oh, you gotta tell everyone to get into my new
Hold
YouTube.
on, I will.
Tell him on this one. It's called Mr. Bass Live on YouTube.
Wrong turn! So this portfolio, paired with Vincent, Josh's grandfather's advocacy for his bright mind and potential, allowed him to participate in regular classes with help from Vincent.
I said, well, I have to tell you, I see intelligence here and I see things about Josh that probably is not being displayed too readily. So could we give him a trial period? I said, trust me, I'll work with you.
Josh, with the help of his grandfather, Vincent, was on the honor roll every quarter and made the most of all opportunities to succeed.
So after 2 months, he got his first report card and he was on the honor roll. And now he's been on the honor roll every quarter since he started. let's see, 12, 14 quarters already. And he's completed all his Regents requirements too.
This mini doc is so strange because I would have a totally different perspective on Josh, and did before filming this video, before watching this. This makes this so much more sad now. It makes it his teachers at school raving about him in spite of the challenges that he faced and had to overcome with his grandfather.
I absolutely know how many followers he has. Well, at least the last time Josh told me how many followers he has. So I'll start off class asking, you know, how's your weekend? How are things going? And of course, Josh is always like, did you see my TikTok? I'm like, Josh, I don't follow you on TikTok, all right? But I've heard great things. He says, I just eclipsed 1 million followers. I have like 1.4 million followers. I think that's the last time I checked, he had 1.4 million. And I'm like, that's incredible. And then I did go onto TikTok and I looked at some of his videos. You know, 750,000 views, 1 million views. It's like, people are latching onto this kid because he's entertaining and he's real, and that's just what it is.
His business teacher said some really nice stuff. Josh, once an introvert, was a thriving human, successful success story, awesome TikToker.
I did meet Josh, you know, early on when he was in 9th grade. I would say that Josh has definitely grown as an individual. When I first met Josh, Josh was very quiet. Josh was very introverted. I've had him in my marketing course when he was in 10th grade, and Josh started to blossom. Josh was all about making a public appearance. He always wanted to try to make a difference.
Speaking of business and the entrepreneurship of Josh, he was active in business-related extracurriculars.
I think he has put himself out there in a big way. He is a big part of our cross-country and track program here. He is also a very big part of a lot of our business programs and our extracurricular business programs here at Patrick Medford. And he has just, you know, he has gotten himself, I think, out there, you know, on social media, which has made a big difference for him with a lot of the student population here.
Have you ever thought about where his name, World of T-Shirts, comes from? Well, it's because he wanted to sell T-shirts with his photography on them. It makes perfect sense.
I'm selling T-shirts with my photography on it, and I named the TikTok account World of T-Shirts in order to promote that business.
Josh also was a varsity cross-country runner, which is massively difficult. That's impressive. It's an impressive suite of skills.
We finished up our meet yesterday where he, again, ran very well, and we beat Longwood. And as we're walking to the bus, the Longwood's girls team came running over and asking, Joshua, can we take your picture? And he actually refused them like it was kind of like a celebrity going to the bus. I got to get on the bus.
So yeah, interesting light there. I will put the link to that documentary in the description box down below if you guys want to go watch it. It's from 2021. It's been a couple years, it's been about 3 years since that came out. We've come to realize that there's a lot of difficulties now plaguing Josh's life that he hasn't had much luck in staving off, and he's surrounded by incredibly toxic people, and even the fans who in real life f him. It makes me, I skip most videos that are Josh related. It's like I can't really watch it.
Get a job, bitch.
She seems nice. Should I give her?
$5,000 a month.
Should I give her some money? She seems
No.
nice. Are you sure?
No, it's not fair that I make money fair and square.
Oh, Josh, I gotta eat something. You want to eat something?
I'll get a slice of pizza.
Me too.
It's not fun. It's f***ed up and it's sad, and I don't really know how to feel about it. Like sometimes it's like, now you're in New York. Like that's fun.
Yeah, in New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
Right, that thing's fun, and the dancing was fun, and this stuff was fun, but this isn't fun.
What the f are you doing, Josh?
I'm damaging his car.
Whose car? Josh, get the
Rose car.
get the f off that car, you lunatic.
I'm not a lunatic.
Josh, what the f is wrong with you?
And this is not fun either. I don't like this very much. All right, I don't like this very much.
Dude, what the f you doing?
Did he just kick you?
He kicked my girlfriend.
I'm so sorry.
What the is that Josh?
Josh, what the f is wrong with you? You're losing it, bro. You gotta apologize to these people.
Never.
What?
You think you're there for the middle class?
To rewind a bit to Josh's come up back in the documentary times, there were still some warning signs and early red flags. He just wanted to be famous and self-employed. That was his two main goals in life, it seemed, that he regularly espoused.
Whether it's continuing with the influencer career or starting my own business, I don't want to work for someone. I want to be my own boss.
To be able to do those things, you've got to make sacrifices and you got to do some crazy shit. And if you're already getting a bunch of fake brand deals, you're probably going to get offers from people who are going to take advantage of you, etc., etc. And it all boils down to the fact that if this is your mindset, any kind of attention is better than no attention at all. There's no such thing as bad publicity, people say, for some reason. Logan Paul and KSI, he would start to do some wild shit, like putting on lip plumper just for clout.
I noticed that you've made like videos of you putting on like makeup and things like that.
Lip plumper.
Yeah. Or did you just want to do it randomly?
I just decided to do it for clout.
That makes sense.
Josh would do whatever could be considered entertainment. For example, stomp on a fish because people filming him would laugh at him for doing so. He got in a lot of trouble for that one. People were really mad at him and he had a bit of a meltdown. And that was like the first kind of big meltdown. It was like the first big Josh drama that I remember. Then the fame started to get to Josh's head a little bit and he'd start charging $50 for photos and videos of people. Dollars.
Make sure, okay? I'm reliable. Okay. I'll do the video.
Where does Venmo work?
Cash. I don't have Venmo. I have Cash App.
So I can't send it after.
What?
I can't send it after?
No, I don't want you to run off without paying.
I have this really bad problem where whenever anyone talks in any way that isn't what I would consider normal, I instantly start mimicking them. For example, I have a German friend. Whenever that German friend comes around, I start mimicking them. And it's probably very disrespectful. That's why I just don't talk to British people.
Well, at least we don't get stupid in mathematics class.
Bazinga, guys. That's right, Bazinga. I should delete my channel. To be honest, holy shit. This is perhaps where the worst problems begin, though. The drinking problems.
I'm drinking like there's no number. I never had one of yours. How strong is a teapot?
Carino 100 teapot. It's fucking strong.
I am a teetotaler. I do not drink. I think drinking is bad. And I'm a fun hater. I don't like having fun. I don't like drunk people, etc., etc., etc. So this whole thing is like very clearly massive, bad. Guy's gonna get taken advantage of and he's gonna be out of his mind. And this is where that began, though. That's probably gonna be the begin and the end. It will result in the end, unfortunately, as it does for many people. So yeah, the drinking, really bad. The first genuinely bad thing that people really hated him for was the fish thing, though. All right.
Yeah, okay, I apologized. Why don't we just end it? Stop with the cancel culture. I'm down like 8,000 followers because of this shit.
And he gave a fairly half-hearted apology to that incident, saying that he was framed, which is so funny to me. I love that. I was framed!
Look, I was set up. He recorded it and posted it as an excuse to try and cancel me.
I guess he means that he was told to do it by idiots on the internet, and he just did it. Obviously, whatever sort of lack of inhibition he has from whatever, whether he may have been drunk or intoxicated or he's autistic or whatever the impossible to know how this man's brain works, other than knowing that it doesn't work in a normal way, in a predictable way. That's for sure, right? We can guarantee that at this point. This was the first big problem that people had against Josh, and he was more concerned about losing followers than expressing regret. And this, in unison with the charging money, people started to think that all this fame's got into his head, this guy. But like, I really don't believe that he knows any better. Genuinely, unfortunately, it's pretty up. But like, I mean, obviously you should know better. You're famous and stuff. New York or what, I don't know. He also talked about slander and cease and desist and threatened to get accounts banned for exposing him. This is the beginning of the end, genuinely. The end's been going on for quite a while. Not only was this the first big drama, this was also the first taste that we got of the violent side of Josh, something that's been very prevalent in recent history.
I'm not! I am blind! You're not stealing! I'll end your home!
He's been abusing alcohol massively to increasingly worrying degrees. He cannot function currently without a drink in his hand. He shakes terribly. He's got like marks on his face. It's like he's on other things as well. It wasn't always the drink though. He once had a fascination with Starbucks coffee cups, I'm assuming until the boycott. This would go on daily, if not multiple times a day. This habit drained his bank account. He was so addicted to boba tea and coffee. He wrote a song about how much he loved them.
Wake up in the morning, throw some clothes on, check my phone, run out the door. Where do I go? Of course, to get some coffee and some boba tea.
And you just replace those things with alcohol. He traded them for alcohol. Coffee and boba? Nope. How about fucking grog and drink? Fucking Putin. All right?
With me, drink for the year, drink for the laughter, drink for the chairs.
Josh turned 21 in August of 2022 and uploaded a TikTok video in anticipation of his birthday. The video offers a foreshadowing with lyrics to the song playing over his dancing saying, "Welcome to my dark side."
Cross my heart and hope to die. Welcome to my dark side.
And the top comment on this video is, "We're all doomed." It could not have been more accurate, unfortunately.
I'm fucking done!
This is where the drinking really started to escalate, like an escalator. You know how escalators work, how they go up? You know how that works? Good. I just taught you. Every day's a good day where you learn something. Smash alike. Josh hopped on the bottle, and things started to deteriorate massively and very quickly for him.
Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! You're a racist piece of shit. You unemployed piece of shit! Oh, fucking piece of shit! Fuck you!
So we got Josh, famous TikToker. We all know what happens when people become famous. You get orbiters. Your gravitational field increases, your clout potential, as your mass grows, your subscriber count, and people start to orbit planetary bodies. And these people are called clout chasers, clout goblins, content predators, whatever you want to call them. Josh has been unfortunately parasitically infected by many a clout goblin. It's f***ed up!
You could be taking all my money from all my accounts.
I'm not.
I know, but you're like going like a madman in my phone. I don't touch your phone. Give me my phone.
Look, that's... Hold on. Can't you see I'm trying to work?
I mean, what the f***? I get it, right? Like, that's how you start a channel and stuff, but like, if you're taking advantage of Josh Block, you're a piece of shit. Let's be real.
He's not even staying in New York. He's in New Jersey. He's never figured it out.
EC sent $15. Josh is due for a haircut. Josh, remember your manners when you're in Mr. Isler's home, and also stop picking your nose.
And retrieve it, okay?
Your passport?
Yeah, they dox me.
No, they're lying.
People, unfortunately, have constantly antagonized Josh, whether they film him or film themselves messing with him, but there's nothing more dangerous than someone who just preys on someone like Josh for their own gain. One of these planetary bodies, one of these heavenly bodies. Of course, these people convince the host that they are, they have their best interests at heart. We've already seen how this can result with people like Daniel Larson. People get close, try to be his manager to gain access to his social media, bank accounts, power over you, etc. Then they can take advantage, all right? They've got clouded up.
Please leave. You are not security. No, you're not. I will literally have my security press charges on you. You're not security. You're not security. No, you're not.
Imagine being the manager of Daniel Larson. I'd put that on my LinkedIn, my resume. All right, motherfuckers. Talk about being a master of the universe. Josh has also had predatory individuals enter his life and position themselves as friends in very public ways. One of these individuals is a guy named Michael Quinn. Michael originally antagonized Josh to a lesser degree than some. But would worm his way into Josh's life to a degree of having almost mentor-manager type relationship with him, and even sometimes a father-son relationship. Michael would take Josh out partying and drinking at these different parties and drinking places, clubs.
Hey, here, Josh. We're sober! We're drinking lemonade. We're sober. We're sober.
Michael would even pressure Josh to drink when Josh didn't want to.
I think it's time for a drink.
I haven't drank. You give the best tours in the world. I went to bed early. You didn't drink today at Hoboken? I didn't drink in Hoboken. Okay. That's a good start.
It's an accomplishment.
For the show.
I appreciate that. That's good of you. You can bring beers next time, you know.
And when people tried to warn Josh that Michael Quinn was not good for him, Michael spun himself as the hero and tried to gaslight Josh into thinking that these people were torturing him.
I know you trolls are like torturing him. Like, why would you do that? Why would you torture them? I'm taking care of this kid and you torture him? Why?
Also, Michael's an old man. It's something really common about this this whole Josh Block thing. Old dudes take advantage of him. Not young people, not evil young people. Old people who should know better. Old people. This is the saddest shit. Look at this guy. What a f***ing piece of shit. This guy is old.
I'm Joshua Block with Flavors of New York. We are at Artichoke Pizza.
On 14th Street, I'm Michael Quinn with Flavors of New York with my sidekick. Let's head inside. Let's do it.
I don't know how old, and I don't mean to say old as in bad. I know a lot of old people that are really cool. For example, me. I'm pretty old too. What the fuck? This is like teenager behavior. Fortunately, a large subset of Josh's community does actually care for him because he's a human being, and they have called Michael Quinn out as a groomer online for his incredibly predatory behavior over someone who is vulnerable like Josh. To put it into perspective, Michael Quinn facilitated a meetup between Josh Block and Daniel Larson.
Say hello. This is Joshua Block.
What's up?
Let's see you shake hands. Shake hands, guys. Hey, Daniel. Good to see you, buddy. How you feeling? What's it like to meet Josh in person?
New York!
Daniel Larson, also a victim of the Quinn effect to some degree, with Michael schmoozing him with drinks.
Thank you, Michael Quinn, for buying me 7 margaritas tonight.
It's called the Quinn effect. It's a real thing. There's videos about it. It's crazy. This guy's a piece of shit. If you have any terrible things that you associate with Joshua Block, generally, those terrible things occurred after Michael Quinn entered the picture. Josh's before and after is shocking.
Today's Monday the 13th. Yup, Monday the 13th. Anyone suffering from monotriskaidekaphobia? Comment below. Say I'm an alcoholic, but I'm not an alcoholic. I might have a problem, but I'm not an alcoholic.
Michael Quinn was evil, but he seemed to step out of the spotlight for a bit with speculation on the World of T-Shirts subreddit, theorizing that this was possibly due to a gig of some kind getting canceled after the location's owners found out what kind of person Quinn was, and perhaps a girlfriend telling him to distance himself from Josh at TikTok. These are speculative theories. I hope it's just because he realized that he's too old for this type of nonsense. But probably not.
So I'm really sad today. Josh and I, we're not friends anymore. You know, he's mad that I use all his tour money for my lavish trips. I pimp him out, and I tell him to quit drinking.
April Fools!
Are you sure Josh is the one with disabilities? Yeah, maybe a disability to make dough, make bread.
Unemployed brats! I make $80K a month, okay?
Josh's issues have blown up massively from this point. You can see, judging by the clips that we've showed you in this video, Josh rarely seems cognizant of what he is doing and aware of his surroundings, etc.
Wait before I beat
I'll
you
go
up.
away, dude.
And this leads into Mr. Based, a incredibly exploitative person as well.
Got your ass up.
Yeah, motherfucker.
I have your IP address. I'll send it to the FBI and have you arrested for cyberbullying.
Not quite as bad as Michael Quinn, I guess, but I mean, it's apples and oranges, really. It's like two different kind of fucking shitheads. Like, this is, I can't imagine being this guy or this guy. Two old dudes. Two old people who know, how many people are out there like this? How many goblins live amongst us? What is happening here? Why is this not like 18-year-olds taking advantage of him because they're young and like, what the Mr. Based is one of the most exploitative individuals I've ever met in my entire scene in my whole life. All right,
Shame on you! I'll sue your ass!
for millions of fucking dollars.
If he isn't trying to get Joshua Block killed, then I don't know what he's doing.
Josh, don't end it. Don't end it, Josh. No.
End the stream.
No, don't end it. Please, no, it's so good. It's so good.
This guy is trying to get this young man murdered, or to get him to die of alcohol, like cirrhosis of the liver, or something like that.
Napa Red Arc sent $30. Rest in peace, Captain.
Josh needs a real one. Josh needs an actual friend, someone who cares about him, to tell him, hey, this is a really bad idea. You can make funny content and do crazy shit and still be famous. But unfortunately, maybe at this point it's too late. Maybe people just want to see the unraveling and the downfall out of morbid curiosity. Can you really blame them? This is the programming that we're all accustomed to, I guess. It's a good word for it. We're used to it. This is normal.
Mr. Based, how does it feel to exploit a young disabled person like Josh for abuse?
Disabled!
Just go to rehab, just go to rehab, Josh, go to rehab,
Disabled!
Josh, go to rehab, Josh, go to rehab, Josh, go to rehab, Josh, go to rehab,
Disabled! I'm gonna fucking ruin you! I'll ruin you!
Yeah, let's watch this. Anyways, I'll go on about my day. I'm on Amazon Prime. I can get a package in 2 days. Yes, I would love 8 more years of consumerism. Recently, with Joshua Block's life and career unraveling at breakneck speeds, Mr. Based has become a central figure in this downfall. Genuinely a downfall, focusing more on creating content than the well-being of Joshua Block, a young man who is right now. Instead of supporting Josh during his darkest moments, Mr. Beast exploits his vulnerability for views as much as he possibly can. There's been numerous instances where Josh was visibly sick, hallucinating, or suffering from alcohol poisoning actively, but Mr. Beast's response was to film rather than help him. Not Mr. Beast. Sorry.
Say hi to Laura.
What the
What?
Help it! Stop!
Are you hallucinating?
Make it stop!
What's happening? What's happening?
Make it stop!
Make what stop, Josh?
Let go of me.
Come on in. Frankie, stop. If you can lay him in my bed right back there.
Oh, I mean, can you help me out?
Yes, of course I can. You're amazing. Here,
Mr. Based. How many times have I said Mr. Beast? I'm a f***ing idiot. Might as well be. There's videos of Josh vomiting, passing out, drunk, or struggling to stay conscious that have been posted online where Mr. Based is capturing the moment, reveling in it. When Josh fell over in the street, Mr. Based was there with a camera in his face.
Ah! Oh, no! Ow!
Come here, let me.
Ow! Help me!
Come here, hold me.
One of the more disturbing patterns that we've noticed was how Mr. Based allowed Josh's psychotic episodes to play out in public without restraining him or getting him actual help. I mean, he is legitimately in a psychosis. He's developed a tic where he bites himself.
No! Stop it! Stop, play the game. A sponsor. No!
This guy needs help from professionals. I can't believe the failure of the mental health system in New York, the failure of the people who are just egging him on for this. Mr. Based, the other guy, the Quinn, dude, it's like we're watching a train wreck live in 4K, documented every single day on TikTok. And what's super is if you look at Josh's TikTok, it seems relatively normal. It's like, got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in the world, a cold beer in my hand. Like, it's kind of, oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere type content. And then you see a third perspective from someone on the street filming him, and he's like, ah! And he's running around attacking people. People are attacking him. Mr. Based is there just jacking it or whatever he does. He's been chasing people, biting himself, damaging property.
What the are you doing, Josh?
I'm damaging his car.
Whose car? Josh, get the f off that car, you lunatic.
Mr. Based has stood by him. Not to help, not to act as a support system, not to have any kind of positive effect on the world in any way, but to record the chaos and capitalize off of it. He's rarely intervened until he's had enough footage, and even then it was clear that his main concern was getting content and not protecting Josh and others. To make matters worse, Mr. Based frequently enables text-to-speech donations during live streams, and these donations are almost always antagonistic, hurtful messages designed to provoke Josh into having an emotional outburst, biting himself, fading into psychosis. It's crazy.
I want a lawyer. You're paying for my lawyer, you understand? How do I get $30,000 for a lawyer? Where am I gonna get it from? No! No!
And despite knowing how much these messages upset Joshua, Mr. Based has left the feature on purpose, obviously, watching as Joshua has become increasingly agitated for the entertainment of Mr. Based. Not really the audience, it's like a very minuscule amount of people. Really, it's just for that guy's own entertainment.
I sent $3, Josh, your cameos are horrible. You stupid alcoholic, give me my money back.
You suck.
Josh, your cameos are horrible. You stupid alcoholic, give me my money back.
Unemployed
Josh, your cameos
rat.
are horrible. You stupid alcoholic, give me my money back.
Unemployed rat! You don't treat middle-class people like that. I live paycheck to paycheck. I've only been to 7 countries.
Even when Josh expressed his desire to leave America to escape the people who taunt and harass him, Mr. Based dismissed the idea, saying he couldn't lose his content partner. It is clear that Josh's emotional and physical suffering is not a concern for this adult, mature man who probably doesn't do meth and probably doesn't get Josh to do meth. I have no idea. I don't know what those scratches on his face are from though, but usually you only see those from people who do meth. So yeah, there's no cards on the table for Josh. He's f***ed. I mean, this is really bad. He can't obviously make decisions for himself. He's got people vulturing, circling around him, trying to take advantage of him at every single turn. Not just Mr. Based or Michael Quinn or whoever else comes out of nowhere. There are also people just in public, random strangers who come up and try to pester him into getting freaked out and losing his shit so they can get their own freak out clip. Son of bitches.
I tried calling 911. I make $80K a month, okay?
There's a line a mile long of people out there trying to manipulate and exploit just pretty much anybody who's vulnerable, it seems. It's crazy. There's also a video from a small channel, which these guys are not nearly as bad as Mr. Based or Michael Quinn. They probably just don't know any better. These are young people. And they sneak into the World of T-Shirts tour and try to go get him f***ed up and feed into that, you know, that whole thing. I don't personally get it because I just wouldn't drink anyways, but also from like an ethical perspective, which like if you care about that, a lot of people don't, and I totally get it. I totally understand. Like your life is definitely more important than just some random ass people who probably don't exist in your mind outside of it fleeting. Like you don't have to explain it to me, guys. I understand it. Also, I know that I'm in your living room right now, so I hope you're doing well. Or on your phone. It's not as funny whenever I do it on the phone. Let me out of this iPhone 6. It's old and shitty. You're poor. Just kidding. Once again, the line to take advantage of Josh is quite long. This guy. They want to fuel him with alcohol to get more destructive acts on fun camera videos. Yay! Now we get to the really sad part. I pride myself in having a sixth sense where I can tell if people are sick. For example, healthy person, sick person, healthy person, sick person, healthy person, sick person. When I see Josh, I see someone very, very, very sick, which the whole sixth sense thing is a joke. He's deteriorated to the point where he can no longer function without alcohol. His once quirky, deadpan demeanor has given way to visible tremors of his hands. He is seen often shaking uncontrollably during his live streams. He's becoming incontinent.
Dad, hard she blows. Dad, give them baby.
He's having accidents frequently.
You gotta find a bathroom, dude. Change out one real quick. Get out of the TikTok. I knew that was gonna happen. Get out of your pants. Here, bro. I'm gonna give you these pants. So you don't wear throw up pants, alright? Come on, brother. You have to hold on because Josh is uploading a TikTok.
The alcohol that once seemed like a party accessory has become a necessity to this incredibly vulnerable individual. And without it, he spirals into withdrawal, and it's very deadly. A lot of withdrawals are not so severe. Like, you won't die from opiate withdrawal. If you stop cold turkey and are a genuine alcoholic, you will die. You can die. Seizures. Your body stops endogenously producing GABA, which is like or it stops producing as much GABA endogenously, which is like a very important neurotransmitter, and you need it. You need it. That's why you get the Sunday scaries, because your body's all out of whack. You need GABA. You shouldn't drink. It's poison, you idiots. Sorry. Drink in moderation. Poison yourself in moderation. It's hormesis. It's like working out. A little bit of damage helps. Shut up, you dumbass. Josh, like many of us, also battling nicotine withdrawal. He's been seen with Zyn. He's been seen vaping.
What happens is if I don't vape or I don't Zyn, I'll get withdrawals.
Okay.
I'll get a nicotine withdrawal. It's not fun.
No, I bet not.
Zen man, Papa Zen, lip pillow, what do they call them? I don't know. I'm more pro nicotine salts than I am. I don't like smoking. Smoking's terrible. You shouldn't do that at all, obviously. But I'm like, if you talk about any drug or anything like that, anything that is a plant, obviously, is gonna be a little bit less bad. You shouldn't smoke anything. It's really bad for your lungs. But at the same time, like, you know, nicotine's pretty cool. Actually, it has like some really cool antagonistic effects in your brain, helps with some forms of neurogenesis, etc., etc., etc. You should not chain smoke, nor should you ever smoke a cigarette, but the occasional cigar or maybe a Zen or like a nicotine patch, something like that, you know. I'd rather do that than drink alcohol any day of the week. In the case of Joshua Block, it is just yet another substance to completely abuse. Josh's self-worth seems to have plummeted so drastically that he's openly said that his hat is more valuable than his own life, which is chilling and somehow sort of funny. That's funny. It's not funny in that I'm laughing at this man, but it's like, wow, some guys weird hat. It's a weird hat. It's more valuable than he feels his own life. That's the part that's not funny, is that he genuinely feels that way and people have made him feel that way. It's f***ed up, really, is what it is.
That hat is worth more than my life.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Overall, Josh's main problem is that he has so many terrible influences in his life. There's only so much you can expect from someone who is at a disadvantage, who is disabled in some sense, who's struggled in the earliest parts of life and can't get ahead, and all you have is pieces of shit. Like, what do you expect? Of course, this is gonna end horribly. It's going to end horribly. Unless someone steps in and saves this guy, which I doubt is even possible at this point, this is going to end horribly. It ends horribly with people who are just normal, dude. This is terrible. So where are all the positive influences? For example, Vincent, his grandfather. We saw his grandfather in the mini doc from years ago. What about his other family? Is Josh alone? It seems like he's alone, unfortunately. And if you look into it, Josh's family story is just as tragic as what we are currently seeing on our screens. He came from the standard nuclear family. He had a mom, a dad, and a brother until he didn't. In 2015, his mother, Laura, passed away from cancer, and from Facebook posts from both Laura and Josh, it's clear that there was a lot of love between the two of them.
I love Mom. I love you. Oh, this is Joshua Block. That's sad. Hi, Mom. How are you? I love you. That's cute. Oh, here's Josh and the mom taking pictures with these individuals that will yell at you if you take a picture of them and don't pay them a lot of money in New York.
And Josh would post on his mom's birthday in 2019, honoring the celebration of her 54th birthday, but in heaven.
Dear Mom, I miss you and I wish you a happy second anniversary in heaven. I love you so much and we will never forget you. Damn. Love, Joshua, Jacob, Grandma, Pa. Damn.
Josh's grandfather also talked briefly about his mom's death in the documentary before we hear Josh talk about her caring and loving nature.
He lived in Virginia Beach with his family. He has a brother who's 5 years older than him. His mother had developed ovarian cancer, and she was on chemo and lived with that for about 4 years. And she passed away in 2015.
Unfortunately, trolls found his mom's obituary page, and even as recently as 16 hours before we saw the page, someone had written, "Put the fries in the bag," in the tribute section for Joshua Block's mom's obituary, which is up. Josh's dad, Alan, tried to care for him, but had some unclear difficulties, resulting in Josh being placed in the care of his grandfather.
His father tried to take care of Josh best he could, but he was having a lot of difficulty. So I got legal custody of Josh.
On Reddit, purely speculative, people speculated that the nature of Alan's departure from Josh's life is due to Alan becoming addicted to drugs. Josh talked about that apparently. I have no proof of that. This is just pure speculation. It's in the video, whatever. I don't know if Josh talked about it. It's sad either way. One may think Josh's older brother Jacob, who is 5 years older than Josh, would be a strong guiding person for him, but Jacob lives in Virginia Beach and seems to have his own issues. Josh has talked about his brother in a clip from, you guessed it, Mr. Bass stream. Jake is 28 years old and has been institutionalized, and Josh says that he's sick, but people said that he's schizophrenic, which I cannot confirm. Once again, all speculation, but it's a bad outlook.
My older brother, he's 28 years old.
They say he's in rehab. Is that a lie?
No, he's not. He doesn't drink.
Is he a good guy?
Yeah.
Could I meet him one day?
He lives in Virginia Beach.
What does he do?
He's really sick. Like,
I'm sorry, bro. How much older than you is he?
I'm 23, he's 28.
It's a bad outlook, and it will either end with Joshua being institutionalized, which I hope that happens. I hope he gets help that he deserves and needs, like everybody else. But by God, with people like Mr. Bass and Michael Quinn and the trolls, I mean, the world is up in general, so it's hard to care. You've only got so much care to go around without wanting to just dig yourself an early grave. So back to his grandfather, Vincent. Josh was living with him, but I'm not sure what a man in his 80s could do to stop Josh from doing something he shouldn't, or how much influence he really has. That's up. It's just bad, man. Should his grandfather make his way to Times Square to look out for his grandson? Does he even know what's going on? I'm sure he would probably have a heart attack if he could see how far his grandson had fallen. Just seeing him run around like a chicken with his head cut off, biting his arm, attacking people in the streets. I'm going to stab you. Josh did call his grandfather in a stream not that long ago while scared outside the studio of people potentially coming to stab him.
Okay, let me try to get a better angle on you.
I'm at a recording studio writing a song. There's guys after me outside with knives. I don't know. I don't know. Like, once I leave the studio, they're gonna come get me.
Mr. Bass is there. He doesn't pay any worry. Instead, he dumps glitter all over the distressed Josh and live streams him talking about how scared he is and that he's too young to die. So, I don't know. What's left? Government intervention? Should he be hauled off the way that Daniel Larson was or is? Is he gonna hurt somebody? Is he gonna stab somebody? Is he gonna die of cirrhosis of the liver? He looks sick. He looks like he doesn't have much time left to me. And I'm not a doctor, nor am I a very smart man, but by God, I tell you what, this is a sad thing. Could all this have been avoided? Of course, yeah. Of course it could have. I mean, yeah, like 100%. It's just like, it's predictable now at this point. I do feel like there is a positive outcome potentially to all this, and I hope that something does happen. I hope Mr. Bass grows a spine and stands up for Josh, stops exploiting him. Maybe they go the legal route with these tours and actually start doing stuff. I don't know what you really do. Is there really a value to Josh outside of the live action train wreck? I don't know, man. I feel like there is. I feel like there definitely is, but it's tough to see without there being like a real example of that. I don't know. It's sad though. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. This shit bums me out. Go ahead and press the like button. Gump Club, watch uncensored versions. Go to sour.gg, buy some candy. I'll see you guys in the next one.